Welcome to Around the Conference. I'm your host, Paul Scovella. It's always a joy to have you join us. Today we're going to be looking at one of our youth programs, and in particular, the Pathfinder Band. We all know that pathfindering has been a mainstay in the area of developing our young people, and in particular, the Pathfinder Band. Joining us today are two exciting and excited young men who've been working in this area for many, many years. Mr. Harvey Brathwaite, an elder at the Bethany Seventh-day Adventist Church and a outstanding community person, and also Kirk Price. Kirk Price has been serving in the area of band leader for many, many years now. We want to welcome you to the program today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We can still say young men, can't we?
Yeah, yeah.
Why not?
When we think about the gift of service, it's a privilege, I take it, to be able to serve in any area of life, but more specifically in the area of working with our young people in the Pathfinder Band. Kirk, we see you swinging that, what do you call it now?
Mace.
The mace. And you seem to enjoy it. Tell us a little bit about your journey as a person, and then we'll get into pathfindering a little bit more, and then we'll also talk with Harvey in that same vein.
Well, I would like to say it's a pleasure being here. It's a pleasure working with young people.
Mm-hmm.
From I was in high school, I always loved pathfindering.
Okay.
Okay, I took up music in high school. That was the CC Sweeting,
Mm-hmm.
senior high school. Took that up in the 11th grade.
Okay.
And I've kept it with me, and I've always looked forward to our young people in the church, our youth division,
Mm-hmm.
having a marching band.
Yes. Yeah. Harvey, I know you like to sing.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
your days in the church began on a little attention, I guess, in this area here in Nassau, or do I reflect on something back in San Salvador?
Well, in San Salvador, in those days, you know, you have your little recital and stuff like that. But my singing really took off here in Nassau.
Okay. I could recall that you singing in the Centerville choir.
Yes, sir.
You still singing in any choirs today? Or?
No, I have moved away. I started preaching and teaching a lot more, and that sort of played with my voice a bit.
Okay.
And so as a result, I find that singing was a struggle.
Okay.
So I went more into teaching and preaching.
All right. I noticed, however, recently, I don't even know if it's so recent, because you've been very close to the Pathfinder Band because of your son,
Yes.
Jordan,
Yes, sir.
who I could remember from
That's
yay
right.
high,
Yes.
but now he's probably
Taller than I am.
taller than you.
Yes, he is.
All right. So, as a parent, and both of you, I guess, as parents, because you've also seen your children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have two sons in the band.
In the band. The oldest one, Cordero.
Cordero, yeah, he's about 29.
All of that now?
Yeah. And he run the bass section.
Uh-huh.
In fact, he run the instrument section in the band.
Okay.
Okay, and I have Justin. Justin is 11.
11.
And he plays the trumpet.
He plays the trumpet. Yeah, I see Cordero with the big wraparound, the Susie.
Susie.
Yeah, he seems to love that.
He in charge of that.
So when you think about the Pathfinder Band, 1987,
Yeah, about 1987.
things got started, and you've been with it from then until now. That's quite a bit of years. Have you ever grown tired, discouraged?
Sometimes you have a little discouragement,
Uh-huh.
okay? But working with the kids, to be honest with you, they might be kids, but you get encouragement from them.
From them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You see, and then you also have parents,
Parents
and then you also have the outsiders looking in.
looking in.
You see, so you'll get encouragement from everybody.
Yeah. You know, when people see the band on the road and they hear that, you know, that sound, everybody gets excited.
Yes.
I could remember marching recently with the band in the front of the parade as leaders and hearing people make comments on the road saying, boy, that's them at Venice.
Yes, yes.
And they sound good, you know. Of course, the good sound doesn't just happen.
That's right.
No.
What causes that to happen?
Oh, that's come with a lot of practice.
A lot of practice.
Practice and really putting your mind to it, participating, and it really called for, I'd say, stickability,
Commitment.
commitment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, sticking at it. That's what really caused you to get better.
Yeah.
The more you practice, the better you become.
Now, it doesn't happen all by yourself. You have other people.
Yeah, I have other folks. In fact, I have but 12. I have 12 of the younger ones who've been with me quite a while. Everybody has their role to play in the band.
Right.
So even if I'm not able to be there, they still could run on and carry on.
Carry on into the band. Harvey, you have not only been a supportive parent in terms of making sure that Jordan is there, and I've seen you picking him up and dropping him off and even hanging around. But it seems to me as if you've moved into another gear now. Tell us a little bit about the role that you're playing in regards to the Pathfinder band and its success. And I think I'm even hearing now some additional vision.
Yes, yes.
Share with us.
Well, I have been with the band for a few years, well now, since Jordan has joined the band. And I have traveled with the band. Every time the band march, I'm right there with the band. And so I have spent a lot of time around Mr. Price, and I've seen his commitment, and I've seen his struggles. And the Spirit of God has impressed me to do something about it. And so I made a commitment to him that I would be there to support him.
Okay.
And so we have spoken with several of the other parents of the band, and we put together a committee, which is called the South Bahamas Pathfinder Band Support Group, which I chair. And we have been meeting and discussing ways to improve things with the band. For example, we have decided we wanted to put together a website for the band, and we have been in communications with Pastor Brennan, who is looking into that for us. He already has the hosting site at Inter-America Division. So he's working on that. PJ is going to assist him with the providing pictures and videos and the likes for.
And when you say PJ,
yes, yeah.
Patrick Wilson.
Patrick Wilson, yes.
Okay.
He is also one of the leaders of the band.
Right.
Right. So he will be assisting in that.
Is he the because I always see him on the corner of the drum corps.
Yes.
Like he's always.
Well, of course, his height.
Okay.
He gets that
It goes according to height. Okay, yeah, all right. So,
but he's also one of the drum leaders as well, one of them. And so we have had a challenge. We're trying to put together a vision and a mission statement for the band, so that the band will have a sense of direction. Everyone will know what's the purpose of the band and where we want to go. And so we put out a challenge to the band, and we have a winner. We got a winner. We offered them a couple of dollars.
okay.
And so they promoted, they put together their vision and mission statements. And so we have that there. And we're also trying to find ways to get financing for the band. We have started with several of the churches requesting to have them come on board to assist our young people. And we want to extend it even beyond the churches into the community.
Right.
Because we have several persons from the community who are not members of our church who are also members of the band. And so we are not only reaching out to the young people of the Adventist church, but also to the people in the community. So if folk has young people that they would like to bring to the band, they can bring them, feel free to bring them. We can teach them, train them, give them discipline. And so, and it also works out as a means of evangelism.
Yeah, I was just going to, because when you're saying that persons are not, a lot of people say, well, it's the Seventh-day Adventist band.
Right.
But Pathfinder is one of the arms of our church where anybody
Yes.
can become a member of the Pathfinder Club and then hence a member of the Pathfinder band without having to be an actual member of the church. Now, are there, having said that, and the evangelistic mission side of it, tell us a little bit then about your rules and your regulations. I'm sure you have some when it comes to the band.
We try to teach the young people how to have respect. The old folk always say manners and respect will take you through the world.
Yes.
And so we teach them how to respect each other. So the respect is not necessarily going from the leaders to them, but it's from them to the leaders. It also is reverse.
Right.
It also is a mutual respect for and you. And in order for you to really grasp and understand and learn, you have to be open to receiving. I can tell you a story of a young boy, no longer than last week Thursday, at practice. He's young, he's just starting out, and he seemed to have had some challenges. And I saw one of the leaders talking with him and trying to encourage him, because he seemed to have been a little discouraged. And she was working and working with him, and I asked her what was the problem. And as she shared with me, I was impressed to go and talk with the youngster. So I went to him. He should be no more than probably 8 or 9. I went and I spoke with him, and I said to him, the leaders or the persons who are working with him and trying to teach him how to play his instrument, they are trying to impart knowledge to him. I said, it is free, and once you get it, no one can take it away.
Right.
But if you close yourselves up, you wouldn't be able to receive it. Like Jesus said, and I said to him, like Jesus says, behold, I stand at the door and knock. But in order for anything to happen, you have to open the door so you can come in. It's like someone trying to give you something. You want something from someone, but your fist is closed. As long as your fist is closed, you cannot receive it.
In order to receive it, you have to open your hands.
You have to open. So I'm saying to him, you have to open up and allow them. Because it seems as if, sometimes you never know the environment they come from.
Right.
And so sometimes you say something and they get a little edgy and stuff. And so you have to teach them, and you don't want anyone to walk away.
Right.
And so we try to work with them, try to encourage them, because just like Mr. Price said, he's been there for 32 or so years. And he's had many disappointments, I can tell you, over those 30-some years. And but he stuck with it.
Yeah.
And so that is what he's talking about, commitment.
Yeah.
Right. So, but we try to encourage the youngsters and try to help them, and we have times where we have fun.
Yes.
We have fun. You have a little eats and drinks. And when we take our trips, man, we have a good time.
We're going to talk about that on the other side of this program, but it's getting warm in here as we talk about the Pathfinder band, and we're happy to have Harvey Brathwaite and Kirk Price, two of our very much able young men who are doing a tremendous job with the Pathfinders. We want you to stay right there. We're going to be right back on the other side of this program.
In the book Messages to Young People, Ellen G. White refers to an army of youth rightly trained to share the Word of God. The Pathfinder organization is doing just that. From the 4-year-old preschooler to the 15-year-old teenager, we are preparing our young people to be equipped not only to share Jesus, but be prepared for the life to come. This organization prepares our youth through spiritual, physical, and outdoor activities in order to develop people of character and substance. Partner with us as we develop our youth to become servants of God and a friend to man.
Welcome back to Around the Conference. I'm your host, Paul Scavella, Harvey Brathwaite, and Kirk Price. Some of our leaders over there at the Pathfinder Band program. And it meets how often?
It meets twice a week.
Twice a week?
On Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 to 9.
Okay, at the
Old Bahamas Academy on Wolf Road.
GMCI, now known as, and we're just delighted about what has been done, is being doing, and what will be done as additional young people are trained in the area of music, but also in the area of relationships with Christ and with each other. As a matter of fact, you know, Harvey, earlier on you were talking about some of the other elements of the band, and in the educational department we talk about the integration of faith and learning.
Yes.
And what we can see happening here is the integration of music and faith and relationships as these young people grow. I also heard you earlier, Harvey, talking about a vision statement and a motto. Tell us a little bit about the vision statement for the Pathfinder Band.
Well, the vision statement is proclaiming the gospel of Jesus Christ to others through music.
Through music.
Yes.
Proclaiming the gospel
of Jesus Christ
through
others,
music.
to others.
To others
through music.
Through music.
Yes.
Right, right. Kirk, when you think about these 30 plus years that you've been working, I'm sure that there are some who have passed through your hands, as it were, and would you be able to say to us, I'm sure you'll be able to say that there are those who are now reaching back and helping?
Yes.
Who do you think out? Who stands out in your mind when it comes to that?
Well, I have a few of them. You know, really when the kids finish school and they goes out in the workplace, some never really able to come back because of certain things have to be done and stuff like that. But we have a few of them who did came back and they still with me today. But I have one, Tess Pratt, but she's on the Royal Bahamas Police Force. She plays flute. And she comes out every afternoon when she could make it.
She can make it.
Help us with some of the drilling, some of the practicing music. I have Brielle, she's teaching.
Right.
I have Cordero. I have even Roger Grohl. He's a vice principal, I think, at S.C. McFerguson.
Okay.
You see? And they come out every afternoon.
And help.
And they help.
Right, right, right.
You see?
And that's important for any organization that has been meaningful to you to look back. It's sort of like your alumni association and help, because there are so many areas that you need help in. Brathwaite, Brother Brathwaite here, is helping in some significant ways. And tell us about some of the programs and projects. I'm sure you need some money to Pathfinder Band.
Yes.
I mean, we here at the conference do what we can.
Yes.
But is it not that others can help?
Yes.
Tell us about what you're doing.
We need a lot of help. When we
You're looking for $100,000?
did an assessment of the band, almost there. When we did an assessment of the needs, I think we came up in the area of $93,000.
Yeah.
Dollars
$93,000.
in order to have exactly what we need for the band to run, to be more effective and to run efficiently.
Okay.
We seek to increase the membership of the band to a minimum of 100.
Okay.
That's one
What's
of our
the membership
goals.
now on an average?
Around 60, I think, right
yeah,
now.
we have
About
about
60 members.
Yeah,
Yeah.
about.
And you need another 40.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is one of the goals that we have. We want to take the band to give them some exposure.
Okay.
We have taken a few trips to the Family Islands and Grand Bahama in particular. We want to take them outside of the country, get them to be able to connect with other bands.
Yes.
Right? We can exchange. When you hear a band in America, they have a certain sound. You can identify that sound, but there's no sound like a Bahamian band.
Okay.
And so we want to share this experience with them, and through doing that, we can find ways that we can network, and it may be an avenue for us to be able to be assisted with some instruments. Sometime they may decide they're going to change the instruments, but the instruments are still good. Hey, what about those kids in the Bahamas?
Right.
We can probably send it to ship it to the Bahamas to the Pathfinder band. So things like this is what we're trying to do to help the band to grow, right?
Now, would you say that the increasing of the membership of the band is sometimes slowed down because of the lack of instruments?
That is the problem.
Okay.
Because we have all of the persons who are at the are part of the band now. Everyone does not have an instrument.
Oh.
And the thing about it is some parents cannot afford to buy the instrument because it's a bit costly.
Right.
Some of the young folk, when you see them, they come to the band, they're not members of the church, and the only thing that keeps them together or hold them together is when they come with the band and connect with their friends with the band. And so they look forward to that opportunity to come and to be a part of the band.
Yeah.
And so we also have challenges with young people who cannot afford to pay their the fees, the annual registration fee, which is $60.
$60 to
A
be
year.
part of the band.
Yes,
Okay.
a year. And so we have seen
Now,
challenges.
what does that registration fee cover?
Will that normally cover repairing instruments?
Repairing of instruments.
Yes, and then sometimes you gotta get music run off. Sometimes you gotta purchase music.
Purchase music, sometimes copying of music.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Stands.
Yes, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what that $60 normally.
and that's minimal
goes for. That's minimal.
compared
Not
to-
even enough.
Yes. So now you're saying that you're looking to raise about 93,000. You might as well round it off to $100,000. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you have that extra $7,000, just bring it. We'll receive it.
Thank you.
All right. So
Yes.
so that's one of the thrusts of
Yes.
your committee in supporting the Pathfinder band. Now, is this largely in regards to instruments?
Yes, it is. Yes,
Okay.
because the instruments are costly. We managed to get 2 Susies, which were used, and that's a sousaphone for those who don't know what a Susie is.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not a young lady. It's a sousaphone, and we got 2 used ones out of America for $7,000.
Two of them. Used ones for $7,000.
Yes, that's how expensive some of these instruments
Now,
are.
the government does assist with relieving the duty on these?
Yes, that's an avenue that we can pursue. I think they do under the
Once it's for
circumstances.
the youth
development. yes.
Development of
Yes.
okay. Now, what are some of the other instruments that you really need urgently? I know you have. What are all the instruments that you have in the band anyway? And then you have two. You have the sit-down band,
Yes.
Yes.
what you call the concert band.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you have the marching band.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us, what are some of the instruments that you really need to have like right away?
Where we look at trumpettes,
Mm-hmm.
trombones. We also look at saxophones. Like I said, we only have two tuba that we own, two sousaphone that we owned.
Right.
We least need about three more of those.
3.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see, and
So
then
you have
that's only the marching band.
That's only the
okay,
marching
and we
band.
need drums. The drums that we have now,
Uh-huh.
I had them now almost going for almost close to 7-8 years.
So you like some other people who are here, they have to just keep working them and fixing them.
Oh
and-
yeah, we got to be fixing and brushing off and changing with no skins. We change them
You had
often.
them for how long?
About 7 years.
7 years.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
There's other instrument that we use in the sitting band we don't have.
Right.
Like I have a good friend at the CV Battle school.
Uh-huh.
The other day I had to borrow a few of their music stands to do our concert, and also their timpani.
Okay.
Okay, so things like that we need of our own.
Great, great, great. Well, you have any events coming up, fundraisers? Tell us a little bit about those that will be a part of this effort.
It's been a little slow because of the various crusades we've been having, and we are not able to connect with many of the churches. But all of the churches that we have met with so far has agreed to support.
Okay.
And we are only requesting $100 a month. $100 a month from each church.
Okay.
And we had a church that said to us after we made a presentation, he said, man, $100 right now is not going to help you guys. So they gave us $600 and said in 6 months we'll give you the next $600.
Okay.
And then we went to another church and they were like, we give you the $1,200 right now. So we got a check for $1,200 right then.
You don't want to call that church name in.
No, don't want to do that. But
So let's see who's going to give $2,400. Yeah. So you're going to the churches and
Yes,
any
sir.
other activities.
we also are planning to do some cookouts, probably events at some point for fundraising. We plan to do some concerts. At least we're thinking about trying to have at least 2 concerts a year.
Okay.
And so that's where Tess Pratt is supposed to be assisting us. She's also part of our committee. Will be assisting us in that vein because of her experience with the police force band. And so those are our main fundraising, as well as we intend to probably reach out to individuals in the community
Right.
and companies in the community to seek assistance.
Great. Well, we have great confidence that God is going to do for us above and beyond that which you need. I know that sometimes, I guess, Brother Price, this is one of the areas where you sometimes get a little discouraged because every time that we have a function or whatever, we call upon the Pathfinder band, and sometimes people are very slow in responding. But today we want to appeal to those who are watching, whether you're an Adventist or a community member, that if you would like a wonderful organization to contribute to the development of young people by putting an instrument in their hands, and more so them having the ability to meet Christ. And when these two things come together, there's no telling what will be the result. And these young people will come and help others to also develop. So I want to encourage you to take out your checkbooks, your whatever, you empty your wallets, and today, as you listen to this program, that you would make a decision to help the Pathfinder organization. You can contact us here at our headquarters at 341-4021. You can visit our website, www.southbahamasconference.org. You'll see there how you can donate, how you can make a contribution. But most of all, remember that what you do for these young people will not just impact them for now,
That's right.
but it can impact them for eternity.
Amen.
I want to thank both of you for being here. I want you to know that our prayers are with you, and we'll continue to do the best that we can to help this entity of our youth arm of the church to grow from strength to strength. We want to realize that $93,000, $100,000 sooner than later.
Yes.
And we'll remember to give God all the praise and all the honor and all the glory. God bless you,
Thank
both
you.
of you, and continue to do your best
Thank you, sir.
as you serve the Lord. We thank you for being here with us on Around the Conference, and we want you to know that we appreciate the time that you take to join us each week. And in this particular segment, I beg you to give liberally to our Pathfinder organization. May God bless you until next time. May the blessings of the Lord be upon you now and forevermore. Amen.
Amen.